recording on Friday. The Pels game just wrapped up. We're going to get to that in a little while. But what I want to lead with tonight is Tulane. We have been big Tulane advocates, and it seems like actually a lot of people are coming out of the woodworks all of a sudden with like supporting Tulane, which kudos, good, love it, more eyes on them. But I mean, we've been doing the whole like rank the wave thing for a couple weeks now, and like really trying to push that, and it seems like it's picked up. Anyways, Tulane's fucking ranked.
Right.
We're a whole week later here. Like it's been a minute since we recorded. The Saints have played twice since we recorded last, which is wild. But Tulane's ranked, man. Number 25. You know who's not ranked?
LSU.
That's
right.
LSU.
Feels good.
Feels phenomenal. I'm gonna be honest. My friends like, all right. So this probably has a lot to do with it. But there was a conversation I was having one night with one of my buddies. We had a couple drinks, and he compared an LSU quarterback. I'm not even going to go super deep into the names. He compared an LSU quarterback to Joe Burrow in the potential career track. And I thought it was wild. I just went in. And we had a long, heated conversation, and somebody else jumped in, and they're like, well, you hate LSU, so that's not even fair for you to have this discussion. And I was offended. I was like, I don't hate LSU. I'm just not a fan. I now get, because of comments I just made where I'm like, fuck you. Like, you're not even ranked. I get why they think I hate LSU. But I don't.
Well, I've
LSU,
openly said on here that I do.
I don't.
But I do. I think I'm able to say that, but still look at the team and be like, all right, this player's good. This player's good. The team is good. The team is bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm a Miami fan.
Mm-hmm.
I will go to my grave that the 2001 Miami Hurricanes are the best college football team of all time. But to this day, I always say, because the 2019 LSU team is unreal. But I'll say the only team that has an argument against me is LSU.
Yeah.
Like if you sit here and tell me LSU is the best, I won't even argue with you because, okay. But I still don't like this. I hate your team.
Yeah. No,
but
I
can admit your team was good.
I agree. I think, and I think not right now, but I think there's definitely a discussion to be had there because I think, my opinion, I think the 2019 LSU team is probably the best college football team of all time. But there's a lot to be said for Miami and their run, even surrounding those years. LSU didn't do that. We can leave that out. I want to circle back to Tulane because this is Tulane talk. This is not LSU talk. Tulane is having a homecoming game tomorrow. They're ranked number 25. They're playing on ESPN2. Whatever. They've played on ESPN2 before. Playing Memphis. Big game. The stadium's damn near sold out.
Saw that.
Like it is a phenomenally, like this thing is set up to be storybook, right? Like it looks great. Do you have it? Have you looked into, because I did it right before you got here, have you looked into anything as far as this game goes? Do you have any thoughts? Anything
Nope.
you want to see?
I want to see him win.
Well, of course.
I don't know. I'm not going into any of these games with expectations.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but like I didn't come into the season thinking they were going to be that good.
No.
So honestly, like you're bowl eligible, like it's just lanyap almost from here out.
the whole rank the wave thing, to be completely honest, the only reason I started using that hashtag was because I forget who it was. Maybe it was Mason. It was somebody on Twitter randomly was like, rank the wave, you cowards. You might have even said it too at one point. And this was a while back.
I would say.
This was a while back when they weren't even like maybe could have been ranked. I never thought they would continue to win and actually be ranked. Even coming into this week, I was like, oh no, they'll drop somebody else out and then like they'll put in. I forget. It was a big.
We did. You said that last week that you didn't think that would be the game.
I didn't. I thought
especially because of the way they played that game.
Yeah.
Like if I think I said that if they had gone in and like handled business like they were supposed to, that they would be ranked. But it was a close game.
It was close, but they did put it away. They put it away.
For the most part of the game. It was relatively. It was closer than it should have been for longer than it should have been. I guess I don't know.
No, but, I totally agree.
I think both of us had agreed. I agree though that if they beat Memphis, then they would be ranked.
Yeah.
So we thought by next week if they won.
For sure. I definitely did. And it's kind of funny, too, looking back, like, how the hell did they lose to Southern Miss? Like, I have no idea, which is kind of what I was going to get into.
Football, man.
You're not
Especially
wrong.
new age college football. Like, these mid-level – I guess Southern Miss probably isn't like a mid-level team.
No, I mean, well, they're Conference USA, but you could say, Tulane's,
Like, I look at Tulane as like that the group of five. conferences as like the mid-level teams. Like those teams, because of like the transfer portal and NIL and stuff like that, like those teams are getting better.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I mean, you got the guys at the big programs that aren't starting or aren't playing,
Right.
and instead of them sticking around for 4 years, they're transferring to these schools, which is great. I mean, it's been great for Tulane. Tulane has really benefited from that.
And that's only better.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome, and you know, Will Hall is the head coach there now. He actually came from Tulane.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be rivals, Southern Miss and Tulane, like a big history there between the programs. I mean, Tulane used to be in Conference USA. Like, it's just
they have good players too, at Southern Miss. Miami played them, and they have Frank Gore Jr.
Yeah.
And they have a receiver. I don't remember his name, but when they played Miami, I was like, can this guy just transfer to Miami right now? Because he'd be the best receiver we have.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tulane, so they play Memphis. Is Memphis ranked?
Memphis is not ranked. I was looking into Memphis.
Cincy's the only other one that's ranked.
Are they ranked? I'd have to look.
I think they're 20 and Tulane's 25.
Which is interesting because Tulane is technically ranked number 1 in the conference right now.
Are they?
I think because of conference
well, this
record.
was before the outcome of the ECU game.
Yeah.
They were showing that Cincy was ahead, but the game wasn't over yet. So maybe once they won, it was.
They're probably tied, to be honest. They're probably
all I know is they still play the next like 3
up.
best teams.
Yeah,
in the conference.
Yeah. I mean, Tulane definitely doesn't have a cakewalk of a schedule in front of them as far as conference play goes. They still have SMU, they still have UCF, Memphis. Memphis is always a tough game for them. But no, this week Memphis is not ranked. I think Memphis is like 4-3. So like, I mean, they haven't had like a great year. I even looked into 4-3. They're 2-2 in the conference. One thing I wanted to see, though, the one concern I have with Tulane, it's not their offense. I know some people would be like, oh, the offense hasn't been as good. I think the offense is starting to roll. They're getting better. I always trust Willie Fritz offense in general. I love Michael Pratt. We've talked about that a lot. I think they've really found some things with Tajay Spears. What's the guy? There's a wide receiver they have, Deuce Watts. Who's fucking mossing people week after week, which actually Deuce Watts, thanks for retweeting me. I appreciate it. If you're seeing this ever. But no, the one thing I do have kind of pause with or concern with is the run defense. So I always like look into the upcoming opponent, like how good is their run game? So that's the first thing I looked at with Memphis, and it's not very great. Like Memphis, what was it? Memphis rush offense is... I don't know. I lost it. 79th? Yeah. So not like super worrisome heading in, but that's always the area I'm going to be concerned with because it seems like so far this year, I mean, their pass defense has been like top 6, top 7 all year. They've really shut down some good quarterbacks. So I think for me, all I'm worried about coming into this game is like a letdown game, you know? Do they let the emotion get to them? It's homecoming. It's a massive game. They're finally ranked.
Is it a letdown game though? If you're playing a decent team, I feel like the letdown game would be losing to a Southern Miss.
Yeah, no.
Like if they lost this game, I think that's reasonable.
I mean, I agree that it's reasonable, but I think at this point, like you believe in yourself. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course. I don't think. When you say letdown game, I look at it as if they lose this game, like a letdown game, would be like, damn, the season's kind of over.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, how as a head coach do you manage expectations right now? Because I think coming into this year, now obviously I'm not connected to the program in any way. Maybe this is what those Locked On Warriors guys are talking about, right? Like, you don't have connections, you don't know. Obviously, I'm not connected to them in any way. I don't know what the expectations were coming into this year. But you got to think if they weren't even almost thinking they were going to be a top 25 team, much less bowl eligible, 6-7 games into the year. Like, in my opinion, they already exceeded expectations, right? They weren't even in a bowl game last year. They went 2-10.
Right.
So how do you now manage new expectations mid-year? What are your expectations? For me, I want it all. I want Cotton Bowl. You know what I mean? Like,
of course. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say what expectations are when they've already exceeded them. I mean, like I said, it's really just like obviously you don't want to lose out from here. You lose out from here, that sucks.
Oh yeah,
That's a letdown.
Yeah.
But
that's like looking at like I think USF did that.
yeah,
Like a couple years ago, they were ranked. They were like on top of the world, and then they went and lost like their next 4 games, and they've been like terrible ever since.
So now you're like, I don't know, man. You said they do a conference championship, right?
They do.
I think that's the goal here. Like anything short of that now feels like a letdown.
That's fair.
Like if you lose, because even if you like setting expectations. If you lose this game, the first thing you say is it's not the end of the world. We just said you play the top 3 teams in the conference,
right?
So like you almost control your own path. Memphis is 4-3. That makes Tulane what 6-2 if they lose.
Yeah. And Memphis is 2-2 in the conference. So I mean, they're not even really in the conference.
So that makes you 6-2. You're still ahead of Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
You're right behind Cincy. You still have to play Cincy. And I don't remember who was 4th.
I could look it up.
I think I said during the ECU game. They didn't play ECU. Was it USF they just played?
Yeah, they just played USF.
That's what. Yeah. That's what. So I mean, that's to me. That's the goal. And then if you make it and don't win it, oh well. That's not like.
Right. Yeah, no. So right now, to circle back, Tulane is in first in the conference, but it's because they have 3 wins to everybody else's 2. You have UCF and Cincy sitting at 2-0 in the conference. They're both 5-1. Yeah. And you still have UCF coming up. Do they play Cincy this year?
I thought that's what. Maybe they don't. I didn't look at the schedule, but I thought that's what they were trying to get across on the broadcast was that they still have to play the top 3 teams.
They'd still have some, like SMU is always going to be tough, right? Like,
yeah.
I know they still have
Lashley.
SMU and they still have UCF. Let's look at the remainder here. Tulsa, UCF, SMU, and Cincy.
So they finished with Cincy?
They finished with Cincy.
That could be
25 versus 21.
So
if
there's
you're
a chance
right
they play
now.
Cincy back-to-back?
There's a chance they play Cincy back-to-back, depending how it goes. That could be fun, too. If both those teams are rolling coming into that game and you have 2 AAC powerhouses ranked 17 and 19. You know what I mean?
And you see that, like, we've talked about it a couple of times, but this is where the, 12-team playoff starts to get interested. Like, yeah, if Tulane or Cincy gets in, well, we saw it with Cincy. Like, they wouldn't win the playoffs. But, right now, you're 25. Tulane wins out. Getting top 12 with the way college football is not, an outlandish thought.
Yeah.
So then if you had a 12-team playoff, you're like, Tulane might be able to make a playoff.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. And
it doesn't matter, but hey.
Let's not go back and see what I said about the college football playoff. Because as a Tulane fan, I'm like, no, yeah, fuck, let's do it.
And then if you somehow manage to get high enough, Tulane gets to host a college football playoff game.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I'm
awesome,
in.
dude.
I'm there. No, I was dead serious, too. On Twitter, I said, whatever bowl game Tulane ends up in, let's get those plane tickets ready because
you saw my conundrum. That
I'm in. Yeah, that's fine. Let's listen. Tulane, Miami.
I don't know how to handle that situation.
You're a Miami fan. It's okay.
I am a Miami and Tulane fan. My fandom is equal.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So
I didn't know that was possible.
I mean, it is. It's not. I think it's a little bit easier in college football because they don't ever play each other.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's not like a. I don't know how else to explain it, but. I mean, I could make me a shirt some kind of way, split half and half. It's literally just there for the vibes.
Don't be that guy. It's like I gave my buddy so much shit Sunday because he's wearing a LSU Joe Burrow jersey. That's
different.
I went up to meet him
different.
In his section he's in, and as soon as I walk up to him, he's got the Burrow jersey on. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
That's different. He's not a fan of the Bengals.
No, he's not. And that was his argument. He was like, it's his first time back in the Dome since winning the Natty.
No, I still don't agree
that.
I still don't like that they did that.
I was like, fuck that. But you got to respect that.
It's definitely a different situation than what I'm talking about. I am a legit fan of both these teams since I was born. So it's I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do. It's literally just go there and I can't lose.
That's true. It's a win-win. I mean, it's honestly even as a Tulane fan in that environment, I don't lose.
That bowl game, care. That bowl game specifically, getting to watch that in Fenway would be fucking awesome.
I would have a blast. I wouldn't care. Tulane could lose by 40. I mean, I don't want that, but
I don't know about you personally. I've never been to Fenway.
I haven't actually.
And if you told me my first experience in Fenway would be Tulane LSU football.
Tulane Miami.
Tulane Miami.
But there is a world that I'm praying that Tulane gets to play LSU in a
I don't know that it ends
I
well
don't I
for
don't
Tulane.
I don't think it ends well for Tulane either. But that's the thing. Like I don't know. Like I
Any given Saturday.
Tulane played well against Kansas State. Like they
when you
played
have-
really well.
When you have a defense as good as Tulane, you have a chance.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that a team like LSU too. I don't want to keep covering LSU, but a team like LSU is so hot and cold. It's like it's difficult to know. With them, like I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really a Brian Kelly fan, so we'll see how that turns out for them. But
No, I mean, no. I think my thing with LSU is just looking at like fan reactions on Twitter. Like, haven't they only lost like 1 or 2 games?
they've lost 2 games. Yeah,
So overall, it's been a decent
yeah.
season, but no fan seems like happy about
Well,
it.
no, it's because the expectations for a team like LSU is national championship or bust. Like that's always the goal coming into the season, even unrealistically. Like, that's why it's so much more fun for a Tulane fan or last year a Pelicans fan when there's no expectations and you just feel that shit come together and you just have that really special run, even if you lose. You lose in the first round of the playoffs last year like the Pelicans did. It's still fun and special because you had no expectations. It just is what it is.